Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. I'm Montana Max with you as always from Montana Max Grand Lodge, and we are celebrating hitting affiliate status. We are super excited about it, and we're thankful that you're here to join us. And how we're going to celebrate? Well, we're making bacon. A bunch of our fans that have been joining us here on the stream have had a strong desire in many of our episodes, some of which have become absolutely dangerous, is bacon. If you would have tuned in with us Friday, you would have saw a lovely grease fire that we had. Not a big deal, but you know, live TV, things happen. So today we are going to make bacon, show you the easy process. We're going to prep a big slab of bacon that we're actually going to use this Sunday on our game day smoke down, but bacon takes time. You have to give bacon the respect that it deserves in order for it to turn out correctly. But we're not just going to show you how to prep bacon. No, there's much more. We're actually on the Traeger right now downstairs. We repurposed half of the pork belly that we're going to be doing, and we're making delicious pork belly burnt ends. That's right, pork belly burnt ends. If you're familiar with American barbecue at all, you'll have heard about burnt ends in general. And those burnt ends are typically made out of beef. That's how they got their tradition in barbecue. Now, as time has evolved, we've taken that recipe for burnt ends that are traditional with beef, specifically brisket, and we've altered it to make a delicious combination that a lot of people refer to as pork burnt ends or pork candy, or as I like to call them, heart stoppers. Definitely not the healthiest dish for you, but man, oh man, are they frickin' delicious. So, let's show you what pork belly looks like, what bacon looks like before it becomes bacon, which you see all wrapped up, all nice and pretty on a shelf. And we're gonna glove up, keep our hands all nice here. I'm actually gonna pull my little trash can out and put it over to the side. So I've got a handy place to get rid of things that I don't need anymore. All right, so bacon is made from pork belly. Pork belly is, as you guessed it, from that beautiful lower region of the hog, which is the belly. I know, it's weird that it got its name like that, but indeed it did. So I'm going to show you here. I'll hold it up. This is pork belly. You can see it's sliced in half, so it's got that look. There's that bacon that you see when it's in the store and it's sliced. And this belly was actually double this size. This is about 20 pounds. When you go to the store and you buy these, they come in about 18 to 25 pounds depending on the size of the pig, right? So we cut it in half. We're going to use this half to make beautiful bacon that we are going to use on our Sunday game day smoke down. The other half, which we'll go over, we got a couple steps. It's working right now on the Traeger outside. And if you check out our Instagram, you can actually see pictures of the process as it's being made. So, Taco Maniac, what's up, brother? Thanks for being here. We're just making bacon. Insert Taco Maniac comment now. So, in order to do bacon and do it right, it has to cure. What is curing? Well, it's not just solving a disease that's taken over the world with an antibiotic response that all of a sudden makes everything okay. No, that's not the cure we're talking about. We're talking about curing meat. And so what curing is essentially it's removing the moisture. Happy Makeout Monday to you too, Taco Maniac. We need to get you on a separate cam down in the corner so you can join us on Makeout Monday. So when you're curing a piece of meat, right, what we're going to do is we're going to be adding some active ingredients here through seasonings and spices that are going to remove the moisture out of the meat. That's how come when you get bacon, the best by date on it is good for like 8 months in your fridge, as long as you keep it sealed so it don't get moldy with oxygen and stuff. But bacon lasts forever because it's had all that moisture removed. It's the same process that people use when they're making jerky. Right? Jerky's all dry and things like that. Bacon's very similar in what we're going to be doing today. So as it sits, we're doing a dry cure on it. There's two different types of cure. There's dry cure and there's wet cure. We're going to be doing the dry version because it doesn't take as long. If you're using a wet cure to make bacon, that's going to take you an average of 2 weeks of your meat sitting in that cure, okay? Our method with the dry cure is going to take you 6 to 7 days for all the moisture that you need to be removed out of your bacon in order to cook it, slice it, and then enjoy it, which we'll show you all that on our Sunday episode. All right. So I got my lovely Cambro pan here that we're actually going to be used to storing it over the week as it cures. And you know what? I don't even think I'm going to need to dirty up a cutting board. Here's your other thing about pork, right? When you buy a pork belly, this underside, this is why you see this giant white square. It's not an emote floating through your screen here. No one hit a pork belly button. Oftentimes when you buy these, they will still have the skin attached. And you have to remove that with like a fillet knife, and it'll come off just very easily. I buy Comfrey Prime Pork, which is a Minnesota company. They have Duroc, which is a breed, which is like highly marbled, super delicious. And they already removed the skin off of there, so that takes away one step that you don't have to worry about. But if it does have the skin, you just flip it over. It'll be on the fat side. Take a fillet knife, and you cut just right under it. Comes right off. Super easy. All right. So let's start getting our ingredients together here to make the cure. All right. The first thing that we need to put in is salt. Salt is the main ingredient of our cure, okay? And I'm actually going to grab out a little dish because we're going to combine all the dry ingredients together so they can be all mixed properly. And you'll see why when we do that here in just a second. I'm going to move a few things over. All right, so cup of salt. Remember, this is a dry measure. This isn't the same measure if you use like a Pyrex measuring glass. That's a liquid measure. All right. Cup of salt. Then we're going to add pepper. Not a lot of pepper, just a little bit. About a tablespoon in there, okay? Tablespoon of pepper. Then we are going to add a cup of brown sugar. So when you go to the store and you're like, ooh, that's smoked brown sugar bacon. That's because in the cure, they use brown sugar to make that happen. So we're going to dump in a cup of brown sugar. If you're just joining us, we're making bacon. And we're also going to be showing you bacon burnt-ins today that are actually cooking down on the Traeger as we speak. We're going to be grabbing those. Those are a longer process. And I didn't unfortunately have time to sit out there and drink beers with you all day on Monday and show you how to do that. Maybe another time, because you know that I do enjoy my beers. I'm actually having a lovely little glass right now. It's Monday, but I got to behave a little bit, right? A little bit, babe? A little bit. All right. It just wouldn't be a Montana Max Stream unless you had a little cocktail on the side there. All right, so we got the brown sugar in there. We got the salt in there. Now for the super important ingredient is our cure seasoning, all right? What this is a sodium nitrate. It's a family member of the salt family. It is not salt. You can buy this in the store in like your meat section usually if they have like jerky seasonings and things like that. The most popular one here in the States is what's called Instacure #1 and Instacure #2. They are actually dyed with red number dye 3, so it's pink. The reason it's dyed pink is it's not like Himalayan salt, but it's to warn people not to use it like salt. If you ingest too much of it, it can really make you ill. This is just a curing agent that we're using to draw moisture. This is the active ingredient that's going to take that moisture out of the meat, okay? And so we're going to use 2 tablespoons for about 10 pounds. It's about a tablespoon for every 5 pounds, right? You with me? Good. All right. I'm going to get a spoon here. Now this will work. Spatula. And we're going to get all of our ingredients, all of our dry ingredients here, all stirred up. So remember, what we have in here, cup of salt, cup of brown sugar, about a tablespoon of black pepper. I'm actually going to add just a dash of that. I think I was a little light on that. There we go. And then, of course, our curing agent, which is a sodium nitrate deal. Not to be confused with table salt. And you want that mixed evenly, right? All right. Let's stir it around. Let's stir it around. Let's stir it around. Make it go around. Flip it over here. Let's go ahead and pop it over here. Flip it up on the big screen. There we go. You can see it's kind of got that brown color from the brown sugar. All that salt in there. And that's the nice thing too with all the salt and the sodium nitrate is this sits in your fridge. Don't leave it out on your counter. It's going to sit in your fridge for 6 or 7 days. Or if you do a wet brine, the amount of salt and the sodium nitrate will prevent it from spoiling. It won't grow any nasties or anything like that. Same thing if you're going to be like smoking salmon or something like that. You have to cure it to do it in the traditional proper way. It won't grow nasties. And a lot of people will actually smoke fish like that. They will leave it sitting out, right, on like the counter overnight. And people are like, oh my God, that thing's going to grow bacteria. It won't. There's so much salt and sodium nitrate in your curing agent that there's no chance of that happening. If you leave it out in the sun on a 90-degree day, you may run into some trouble. All right. So now we're doing that sweetness on our bacon. We want that nice sweet glaze around it when we cook it. So what we're going to do is honey. Let's flip her back over here. There we go. We're going to be using your good old-fashioned wildflower honey made in the USA, grade A, brand new bottle. Let's give a little drizzle of that honey. We're going to use in total about a cup of honey, right? So the key here is we're going to get it all over, all sides, top and bottom. And you don't want to just get your mitts in there. Use a spoon or a spatula. And make sure it's coated nice and evenly all the way around it. You're going to get that beautiful, salty, sweet combination that we all love in bacon. All right. Doesn't have to be super heavy. You don't need it to be thick, 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 thick. Like I said, just a nice light coating all the way around it. Take you about a cup, give or take a little bit. All right. Now we've got our cure here in the bowl, and we're just going to dump that in, and we're going to use our hands, and we're going to work it all the way around the piece of meat. Kind of like we're entombing it in flavory goodness. Oh, it's sticky. Oh, it's so sticky. It's so sticky and good. All right. If you're just joining us, thanks for being here. We just popped on, not on the schedule. We like to do that from time to time. How easy is it to distinguish honey from maple syrup in the final product? Well, one will taste like maple, one will not taste like maple. You can use maple syrup if you wanted to do a maple bacon. That would be an absolutely acceptable substitution for bacon, which I'm sure you've probably seen that in the store. But yeah, your flavor profile, I mean, honey's going to taste like honey. Maple's going to taste like maple. But if you wanted to substitute maple syrup instead, absolutely, by all means, feel free to do that. And now you're seeing why we want that nice, even mix of all of our ingredients. All right.
Question is, when can we expect to use our channel points to unlock custom emotes?
I don't know. I'll have to talk to the tech guy about that soon. But some of the cool things that we are going to be doing is now that we have all these extra bells and whistles, right? Because we're affiliate now. is there's going to be all sorts of different stuff that you can use your points for, not only in the stream, but we're going to be actually unlocking a members-only section of our website, which will give you exclusive access to Montana Max recipes that not your average people are going to get. And part of that's going to come with our giveaways, which you obviously have to be a subscriber for. We do appreciate the follows. That's always much appreciated. But in order to get the real good stuff, the giveaways and all that kind of good stuff, and the members-only package, you got to get in as a subscriber. You got to support the channel. You got to show the love. And we've got 3 different levels of subscriber here, depending on your support level. We've got our entry level, which is our line cook level, because it's all about the food here on Montana Max Barbecue TV, right? We love the food. We love the food. So we've got the line cook level. It's the entry level. Then you move up to sous chef. And then if you want to get into that top tier level, then you get the executive chef. That's right, executive chef. So fancy. All right, so we've packed this down, packed it around. You got stuff sticking to the bottom of your pan or whatever, that's all right. Just use your hands, get it off, cake her on there. You want it to work this piece of meat. But all that's coming in the near future. We got all kinds of cool stuff in store. We're really excited about the growth we've had. We really appreciate everyone that hits that follow button and has come back and joined us. And so we want to reward you for doing that. All right. There we go. We have got our cure packed in to this pork belly. Nice and even distribution. And it'll start sucking that moisture out of the meat. It won't suck it all out, just enough, just so we can get it to that bacon level. It's not going to turn it into jerky in your fridge overnight. All right. I'm just really making sure that I got every inch, every area of this covered.
Can you get a pork belly at the grocery store, or you have to go to a butcher?
Jen just asked, can you get a pork belly at the grocery store, or do you have to go to a butcher? The easiest place to get one is the butcher. Some grocery stores, if they have a nice meat department, will carry them. It's more common to see them being carried now since COVID, because a lot more people are cooking at home. Hence why we're doing this, to help home cooks up their game, up their flavor. So you're seeing them more common in grocery stores. It's not super common, right? The other place that you can find pork belly really easily is most Costco's and Sam's Clubs will also have that in their meat department. So plenty of places to go out and get it. Like I said, it's not as common in a grocery store. You're not going to see it typically as much there. But it is becoming more common. People are starting to request it more because they're cooking more on Traegers and things like that. So yeah, it's not uncommon to start seeing that a little bit more out there. All right. Don't be afraid to get your hands in there and work that beautiful piece of meat. Get her covered all the way around. Now, if you cook pork belly, you can cook it, you can fry it, you can cut pieces off and eat it straight up, season it, whatever. You don't have to make bacon with it. There's a lot of different purposes for pork belly. It is very fatty. But yeah, you can fry it in a pan. Use it for breakfast, things like that. You can braise it. If you have an Instapot, great use of that. Put pork belly, chop it up into chunks, throw it in an Instapot. It'll absolutely melt that pork belly. It'll dissolve it, all that fat, which is flavor, right? We can afford to be a little naughty, have a little fat in our diet, you know. But all that will melt and just turn into flavor. It'll be super tender. You can make pork belly tacos. Tomorrow's Tuesday, Taco Maniac. There you go. Get yourself a pork belly. Make some tacos. But yeah, pork belly tacos, if you ever see those on a menu, man, you got to try those. It's like, it doesn't taste like bacon because it's not prepared like bacon, but it's absolutely phenomenal. All right. I'm going to flip this camera over here just in a second so you can see how this is all applied there. Bam. Covered, ooey gooey with honey, and then, of course, a bunch of salt, brown sugar, and our sodium nitrate. That is going to remove the moisture from that into the Cambro pan, put it on the lid. It is now going to sit in your fridge. Now, about every 2 days, you're going to want to go check on it and say, hey, pork belly, how are you doing? How's life in the fridge? And pork belly is going to say, you need to turn me over. So you need to flip your pork belly, and that way it's getting both sides. Everything's getting evenly distributed. So just make sure that you give her a little flip, okay? That's it. Super easy, not daunting. Anyone can do it. Anyone can go home and now make bacon. And now, the other half of the pork belly. The other deliciousness that we're working on. All right? Now, this is going to be one of those recipes. I'm going to show you what we're doing. I'll give you kind of a few things, but this is going to be the Montana Max pork belly is going to be locked in our member zone, right? So that'll be one of the first things you can get and check out. And trust me, you're going to want this recipe. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I set up some new buttons here. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to run and put this bad boy in the fridge, and I'm going to go down to the Traeger where we got it smoking. We actually got snow here today. I got my lovely Traeger mitt on there. Branding, talking about branding. And I'm going to be back in just like 90 seconds as I run down, put this in the fridge, grab our pork belly that's been cooking away there to make our pork belly burnt-ins. So we'll see you in just a quick moment. All right. And it worked. Playing? 90 seconds.
Total.
Yeah.
Just got through the third one, I think. Now this is the fourth one. It's a Chipotle ad. It was like a gaming ad and Samsung and Chipotle, and now this is USAA.
USAA. All right. Thanks for sticking with us here. I just ran downstairs, got our pork belly chilling like a villain in the fridge. And I grabbed these most beautiful, wonderful, super duper freaking hot burnt-ins that I started at the first game tonight. Got to grab my festive little mitts out here because I don't want to burn my beautiful little fingies off. I'm going to get these over into a better frame of view for you. There we go. Now, bam. All right, so this pork belly, like I said, if you check us out on Instagram, you can follow us on all of our beautiful social media channels. There's our Instagram popping up over here. Everything's at Montana Max BBQ, and you can get all sorts of not just barbecue, but we compete in professional food sport around the country and have won awards doing it, as well as a lot of fun doing it. And yeah, make sure you check it out. But you can actually see that full cut of meat, and then we cubed it up, okay? Just into little beautiful squares. And this Duroc pork, man, it is, if you can find, if you go to your meat shop, ask them if they have Duroc for the breed, whether it be pork chops or ribs or whatever, you will not regret it. It is absolutely phenomenal. So we cubed it up and then very simply seasoned it, okay? Seasoned it all over. And then what we did from there is we let it cook for about 2.5 hours on the smoker at 250 degrees, right? Right. All right, you're with me so far? So after that, we took them off and we put them into this pan, okay? Your standard foil pan there that you can get also at your Sam's Club or grocery store or whatever. And it's sitting in here with my secret proprietary ingredients. I'll tell you a couple. There's barbecue sauce in there, and there's butter in there. We got one of the B's. And then a few other things that make this absolutely delicious. Now let me I'll get this up close to the camera so you can see. Mad Dog, what up, brother? How we doing? Thanks for stopping by. We just got done getting bacon ready. Yeah, that's right. I said it. We're doing two things with a giant pork belly tonight. We got our bacon prepped, which we're going to be doing on our game day smoke down. And for those of you that maybe haven't been here in the past, but we do all sorts of different theme shows. Awesome. Yeah, I saw that. And thank you for following us. We appreciate it. We do different theme shows throughout the week. So Wednesdays when we do Wild Game Wednesdays. And on Wild Games Wednesdays, we cook all sorts of exotic fare, right? Everything that we've done so far, we've done. And you can check this out in our past podcasts, or you can check it out on our YouTube or any of that kind of stuff. Or you can catch it on a rerun because I've been throwing some reruns out there because it's Montana Max Barbecue TV. I mean, all Max all the time. Who could ask for more? Not me. But anyways, on Wild Game Wednesday, what have we cooked? You might have to help remember. We've done trout, rainbow trout from Montana. We've done elk, we've done antelope, we've done wild boar, we've done bison. Oh man, is that yuck or uke? I think it's supposed to be yuck. But here's the thing, dude, you got to check out that show because Jen, my partner in crime, not only in life, but she's, my right hand in the professional food sport, yay! Food sport world, you hate trout, man. You haven't had my trout. See, that's the problem. And that's the thing. Jen has never been a fan of wild game. So it's always my goal to prepare dishes, right? That she goes, I absolutely love that. I absolutely find that delicious because she's already got it in her head that a lot of things, including like trout, and things like that, where she's like, it comes from a river, not from a grocery store. Not really my jam. But if you watch those episodes, you can find ways to prepare those dishes and make them into things that are really exceptional in flavor. And that's our whole goal with that. We also tell you, yeah, that's right. You are a cook yourself. I do remember that. You just don't like trout? Just not your thing? Do you like other fish? That's a good question. Are you a fish guy at all? That's what I want to know. Because some people just don't like fish.
Maybe he doesn't like wild game.
I don't know. But yeah. So anyways, and all that's on that. I digress. I ramble on. Friday night's a Friday night barbecue party. Cod and haddock. Yeah, sure. I'm also one of my favorite ones if it's done right. And I'm always super scared to cook it because I have a tendency to overcook it. And I'm sure you can agree with me on this, but halibut. Frickin' love halibut. Oh, so good, but if you dry it out, it is so bad, and you've ruined a really expensive cut of fish. Fridays are Friday night barbecue party where we just cut the weekend off to a rip-roaring start and sometimes set my Traeger on fire, apparently. And then Sundays are game day smoke down, as well as all of our special events. So thank you, of course, to Mad Dog and, of course, everyone for being here today. All right. So let's show you these beautiful pork belly burnt ends or pork candy. I'm going to get a glove so it doesn't drip onto the floor here. And so in the pan here with the barbecue sauce and butter and the other things that we've got going on, it's essentially braising them after you smoke them. I can't see it here. I'm going to flip this over. There we go. That'll give me a better view on what I'm doing. Beautiful little squares of soft, succulent pork candy. It's super hot. I should have a jeweler glove or something, but it's literally, I know it's probably hard to see there, but it is just moist. It is juicy. Is that diabetics? Is that what you're saying? You've never had, I'm guessing that's elk. Elk is phenomenal. If it's done properly and processed properly, it doesn't taste even wild gamey to begin with. It's got a lot richer flavor, I think. But it's also very lean, so it's also very healthy. But it's got its own definite flavor profile. All right. Yeah, what about diabetics? This would not be a good recipe for diabetics at all. Jen's saying, could you do these sugar-free? You probably could. There's probably a way to do it. There are sugar-free barbecue sauces that are out there that you could do a sugar-free version of this. Yeah, if you don't have any affliction with agave, you could use that as a sweetener versus sugar. Absolutely. So there's definitely some workarounds. The way I'm doing it would send them into insulin shock. So fair warning. All right. Now, these have been in the pan. We cooked them for 2 hours at 250, or just over 2.5 hours at 250 degrees. Pulled them off. Put them into this mixture of love, and they've been going now for about another hour to hour and a half or so. And we are going to get out a tray here, and this is so I don't make a mess, because these are actually going to go back on, okay? I got stuff everywhere, and this is super hot, super hot. Normally I've got white gloves that are like cotton gloves that I can put my latex over, and I could stick my hand in there and just pull them out. Without risk of burning yourself. But I'm just going to use tongs here. We're going to transfer these little pork bites of goodness onto a tray. And I've got a pan underneath them because I'm actually upstairs here. Just pour it in. You don't know Jen very well, Mad Dog. That would end up in me sleeping outside, and it is quite cold tonight. So we're going to get these out onto the pan here. Because then when I'm going to carry this whole thing downstairs. Jen says she's wondering, I guess the best way to phrase the question, Mad Dog, is you've been cooking for 20 years. Do you have a specific type of food or genre of food, if you will, that you like to cook or that you do cook like professionally or something? Or, like what's your wheelhouse, Like what makes you tick in the food world? We kind of jumped in both feet to the competition cooking, and so we're kind of all over the map. We're learning new stuff and doing new stuff all the time. Barbecue's where we started, and that's where my heart lies, hence the name Montana Max BBQ. Yeah, we do all kinds of stuff, especially now that we got involved with World Food. It flipped. Is that better? I think it flipped underneath my hoodie there. Let me know if that's better. And then I can walk around and I can turn up the receiver too if that's low. Anyways, nope, it's still low. All right, let me walk around the other side here and I will turn up the receiver. That hopefully gives you a little bit more of a kick. Now, let me know if that's better. Not only have I learned a lot in cooking over the last little bit, but I've learned a lot better. Okay, so we went the right direction. Thank you. I really appreciate it when people actually are like honest and they're like, we can't hear you. You're coming out of one ear or whatever, because that's how we make things better when we do these things. So thank you very much. Well, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh. So question still to you. I just put fresh batteries in it, so hopefully we're not dying. Otherwise, I got bunk batteries. Try to put it out here a little bit more, so maybe my beard is muffling in it.
Probably your giant beard, babe.
Jen says it's probably my giant beard. All right. Got all the pork almost out of the pan here. Should have probably grabbed 2 of these, but we'll make her fit.
I can hear you just fine, by the way.
Okay. Here we go. Show Jen. All right. I'm going to move this pan out of the way, full of hot liquid. Always be careful when you're working with hot liquids. They will burn your ass, and you don't want that. Then you're going to have a bad cook. Maybe delicious, but oh, thank you. We really love our kitchen too. This whole center island that I'm cooking on we really love it. It's got a beautiful granite with a bar top on the other side of it, and a lovely little seating area. Maybe we'll do a different angle one of these days to give you more of a peek. But yeah, it's really nice to cook in. It's not too small, it's not too big, and it's got nice flow. So yeah, we really enjoy it too. Thank you for that. All right, burnt ends out of the pan and onto a tray. We're using a screen here, as you can see, and then I got this pan underneath to catch all these drippings. And then you're just going to take your barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce. I want my pork. It doesn't work. It doesn't have enough syllables, like baby back.
Yeah, right.
I want my pork. You make a killer burger. Awesome. I am a huge fan of burgers. I got to follow. Do you have an Insta or anything like that? Drop your Instagram deal, and then I can check you out on there. And yeah, what's your signature burger, brother? I'd love to know that. I got my barbecue. I want my barbecue. Oh, he just uses Twitch. Fair enough. I still love to see it. I love to eat with my eyes. Oh, yeah, we've done a couple burger challenges and stuff. So, yeah, we're big fans of the burger. I mean, that's American cooking. We won a competition. This was actually Jen's idea. She came up with the idea, and then I kind of threw it together. We work good as a team like that. But we won a contest this summer, which was an SCA competition. Second place, if we're accurate. It would be like the one guy that beat us is actually like watching Twitch. He's like, and he's like, "You sons of bitches, you didn't get first place." We got second place out of like 50 teams though, with a Hawaiian style burger where we had Havarti cheese and grilled pineapple that was glazed with brown sugar, and then that was topped with a little bit of a fried prosciutto, and then also coconut cream coleslaw that I came up with that topped it with a brioche bun, and it was and garlic ginger teriyaki sauce on the burger too. So I mean, it really got all those senses of salt, sweet. We did, and it scored us points. Up here in Minnesota, you put brown sugar on everything. But yeah, we did. We glazed it. Just a very light glaze of brown sugar, and I put that onto my. We cooked that on a Traeger Ranger, which is my portable Traeger. that's got a griddle, and I put those on there, and it just made a nice little caramelized brown sugar coating on those pineapple that were freaking, believe me now, hear me later. It was.
Howdy, partner.
Hey, awesome. Queen PMSing. I can relate. Thank you for the follow. We really appreciate that. Thank you for joining us here. This is one of just our rando special event streams that we do because we're celebrating Making Affiliate thanks to followers like you. Oh, that's Mad Dog's wife. Awesome. Jen, you should say hi. No, I mean in the chat. Then I can be like, that's my wife. And then everyone's having a good time. Awesome. But thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, so we have a Mad Dog. I'm sure you've seen the Norwegian contingency that's popped in that loves the bacon. And so to celebrate getting our affiliate status and really, you know, we're working hard to do something cool and unique with our outdoor cooking and all that kind of good stuff. We're celebrating with Makin Bacon. And so we just did a half a section of a 20-pound pork belly in the first part of the show, which we showed how to make a cure for it. That's going to sit for 6 to 7 days. And then on Sunday, we're going to cook that bacon, slice it up, and then throw it on a griddle and do some cool stuff with some game day recipes, some thick-cut candied bacon, and we're going to use it in a couple dishes, which I'm really excited about. Here in Minnesota, it's going to be interesting this week because tomorrow we're supposed to get 3 to 6 inches of snow. So that whole outdoor cooking, I'm still formulating exactly how we're going to run our equipment when we're doing that. But regardless, it's going to be a good time, and we're definitely going to be making bacon recipes on Game Day Smokedown. I mean, you gotta, if you're having friends over, you're tailgating, you're home gating, any of that kind of stuff, you for sure got to have bacon in at least one of your dishes, right? You can't just be like, there's no bacon. It's football. It's a pigskin. Hey, 10 inches so far in Montana. That's where Frankie Ann there's from. 10 inches they've got. Well, we'll have no room to complain because I don't think it's supposed to stick very long, but regardless, 10 inches is no fun. Key difference, though, that I've learned, there's different types of snow depending on where you live in this great United States of ours. And growing up in Montana, you can get 10 inches of snow, and you can still move that with a push broom because there's very little water moisture in it, right? Here in Minnesota, you get 1 inch of snow, and it's both cheeks and a shovel. Mad Dog's in Florida. Yeah, you are lucky, man. Jen and I are talking about snowbirding ourselves here in the near future. I remember one time I was in Florida, and I was swimming on Christmas Day. It was exceptionally warm for even Florida for that time of year, and I got to go swimming on Christmas outside. All right. But yeah, here in Minnesota, there's so much water content in the snow. It sucks. It really sucks. Sometimes you can't even snow blow it because it clogs up your snow blower because it's that dense with water. All right. So we got our barbecue sauce with our little silicone brush there. We went ahead and just brushed those babies all over. It's been raining. Trust me, that's better than snowing or freezing rain, which they get where Kansas City Jen there gets the freezing rain all the time. And that creates a mess down there. Oh, yeah, they want you to show yourself. That's not the camera looking at you. No one can see you on that one. That's the baking cam. Come on in, babe.
Do I get to sample this yet?
No, you don't get to sample this. There she is, Kansas City Jen. Oh, so you know all about snow then. You know all about water and snow. He's originally from Massachusetts. All right.
I don't have a mic, so you can't hear me.
Yeah, you got to talk into the beard, babe. Talking to the beard.
So do I get a sample there?
She's going to get a sample here in Just 30 seconds, because I actually, now that we sauced it, we have one last step. And we got to take it down and we got to put it back on the smoker, because sauce is a great vehicle when you're barbecuing to absorb smoke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a quick break here for 30 seconds. I'm going to... You will, when it's ready. When it's ready. Relax yourself. And I will be right back. I'm going to run this downstairs and throw her on the smoker. See you in just a moment. What was that? Look.
We got a bunch of people here.
What happened?
Parker just did something. Cheered.
Oh.
He's cheering.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. There goes all the emoticons. Look at all, making it rain. Making it rain. Thank you for the cheers. He's excited about bacon. I'm excited about bacon. And I am fat. I just ran up and down the stairs. I probably don't need to eat so much bacon because I'm a little bit winded, but that's all right. I'm going to have a cocktail.
I'll eat it for you.
Yeah, we'll get some custom stuff. We need little cowboy hats or something that go flying up there. I've got brown sugar all over me, and that's why it tastes so good. Brown sugar, just like a Max dog should. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, woo!
Oh, I wasn't listening really.
She goes, in typical, I'm sure Mad Dog can relate. I just tried to get her to throw down on my Rolling Stones jam, and she just goes, I wasn't listening. I'm used to that. All right. Let's get this cleared out of the way, because this has all of our bacon. Yes, I think he gets it. All right, so what we're doing now is with our lovely pork burnt ends, our pork candy that we're making. We have just sauced them up. We got all nice and saucy, like I like to do. Cheers and treat yourself. And we're going to throw those on the smoker for just a few minutes here to get that sauce to get nice and sticky and tacky. It'll remove a little bit of the moisture. It will get it, change the texture a little bit, and then when we put those down onto the plate here, they're going to be ooey gooey, soft, just really decadent. Where's your hairnet? Yeah, I have to wear a hairnet and beard net at work when I'm making the sauces and the rubs, and my beard has actually got to the point where it's having trouble staying in the beard net now. I'm going to have to braid it and put some sweet pieces of metal and stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? Get all warrior and Viking-like. All right. So we got the burnt ends. They're going to take just a couple moments. Throw them on there. And then we're going to sample them. Jen's going to sample them. Mad Dog says, hey, wife, cut his beard off. Look like a hippie Viking. What's wrong with you? Mom says she'll knit you one. Me, a beard net that fits. That'll look lovely. And then you can do it the same color as my beard. I'll have like a crocheted fake beard. And you can do it out of alpaca yarn, so it's like super nice and soft. All right, thanks everyone for joining us here. In his sleep. Yeah. I'll hear the scissors coming a mile away. All right, so what we did today, we have cut a pork belly into 2 giant sections. We started with a 20-pound pork belly. Yes, that would be awesome. Please do a show where you will make one of the burgers. I would love that. Please do that. That would be outstanding. just to review what we're doing while our sauce is getting its final set down there, I'm going to go grab it in a moment. We're going to sample it. I'm going to grab a couple forks out over here since Jen has just left me in the dust. I got it, babe. I got it. All right, so we got to have a couple forks. I'm excited. Please let me know when that's coming up because, yeah, I love burgers. I would love to see your signature item with burgers for sure. So we cut a 20-pound pork belly in half. Half of it we put our own homemade cure, which is super easy and just a few ingredients. That's all it takes, and then it's going to sit for 6 or 7 days in the fridge, flipping it every 2 days, and that's what's going to take all the moisture out of there to make that bacon, the bacon that we're used to when we say Americanized bacon at the store. And then you can do whatever with it. Slice it thin, slice it thick, whatever. Fry it up, make it candied. We'll do a bunch of cool stuff. Awesome. Looking forward to it for sure, Mad Dog. And then the other half here, we're just waiting on our pork candy, or what they call pork belly burnt ends, which is a riff on brisket burnt ends, which was the original start of burnt ends with barbecue from the point meat, because a brisket is 2 different muscles. It's a flat and a point. Ooh. Mad Dog says he'll also make his homemade milkshake, babe. Yeah, big milkshake fan. That sounds absolutely freaking delicious. All right. I'm going to grab a plate because we want to put them on a nice little plate. How about a yellow plate, babe? All for you. You're going to sit here live on stream and eat 10 pounds of pork candy. What flavor? He's asking for the milkshake. Do you want?
Is it an adult milkshake?
Is it an adult milkshake? Jen wants to know. You're like in a really awkward spot on camera. There you go. That's better.
Okay. An adult milkshake? Something with like Bailey.
Well, anything can be made adult. What kind of... No booze.
No booze.
Behave yourself.
Yeah.
Drunky Jen.
No.
Change your name. Flavor.
That sounds good. Well,
We could do an hour-long stream on Jen just making a decision on what flavor she would like.
I like mint and chocolate, both. So.
Mint and chocolate are her 2 favorite deals. If you do a mint and chocolate version, I'm sure she would end up loving you forever.
Or like mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip, something along those lines. I don't know if you can work with that. He says okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And he
We're
doesn't
looking
drink
forward
at
to
all,
that.
And I don't drink too much either.
Yep.
But I like drink this much.
Yep. That's because you're tiny.
Yeah, I don't need it.
I'm large. Awesome. We are looking forward to that stream.
Cool.
All right.
And then you'll have to replicate it so I can have one.
Then I'll have to replicate it so she can have one. Awesome. All right. So I need to go back downstairs. What are you going to do while I go downstairs and grab the burnt-ins? What are you going to do for the fans?
I don't know. I figured you would do what you did last time. And
Oh,
I don't have a mic on.
I know you don't have a mic. You could do something like dance. Or you could row the boat. Or you can take the stairs. Whatever. Whatever. That's his trademark. Oh, I can't do it. That's his trademark.
Oh.
It's like the deadly punches. Like can't learn all 7 of them. You can only learn 6 of them because that way you can take down the master of the milkshake. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. All right. 30 seconds. Rock and roll. Here I go. I'll be right back.
Run, run, run.
You don't know?
I don't know that it went to us as ad, but I don't see
make a deal with you then. Hey, thanks for sticking with us while I ran downstairs here and got my beautiful pork belly. All right. Now you can see that that sauce is set up. It's got a little tackified. And we're going to take them. Oh, they're just super tender, babe. They are super tender. Get them onto a plate here. You're going to absolutely fall in love with these. You're hungry now? You're always hungry, babe. Babe, you are always hungry. I don't know where you put all the food away that you eat.
I don't eat large amounts. I eat small amounts frequently.
Oh, she doesn't eat large amounts. She just eats small amounts frequently.
All right, time to eat.
Yeah, come on over. Come on over, babe. I'll put a couple on the cutting board here when I get.
Those are huge.
Yeah, they are huge.
Smells really good. I think you missed one.
I put in a few on the cutting board.
On purpose, though?
Yes, on
Right
purpose.
there?
On purpose.
Okay.
So when I flip the camera over, I can show them here. Now, if you serve these at your game day feast, flip her on over. There we go. Beautiful glazed pork belly, burnt ends. Awesome. Now, let me grab my hot pad so I can get this out of here. We don't want to burn anyone. And that mitt is now a dirty mess. All right, let me just zoom in here. Right there. Go ahead and pull this over. So, take a fork and it goes right through it with very little effort. And there is, oop, find her there. Beautiful, juicy, look at that. Little pieces, and you can see it's got a nice little smoke ring there. All right. Of pork candy. Melt in your mouth. Go ahead. Try her out, babe. Now, this isn't going to taste like bacon. It's made from the same part. It's not raw, though. Yeah, go ahead. It's not raw because it's been cooking at 250 for over 4 hours. So the internal temperature, it's hot. It's just super soft because of the fat concentration in it. Because all that fat renders down and just makes it super delicate. Super delicate.
Really good.
Melt in your mouth. So not raw at all. I mean, it's cooked through. It's essentially been braised in the liquid. So it's beyond done.
Some pieces are more lean than others, or no, they're all. It's not as fatty as I thought.
Best bet is 100 for 8 hours. Yeah, if you want to grow some botulism in there with it. I love low and slow. That's a little too low and slow.
This is cooked all the way through, though. I wouldn't eat it if it was under.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
It made it a joke. It's a barbecue thing.
Oh.
Do you like that? Do you enjoy that?
Yes, I do.
I do too. They turned out really well.
It's different than the brisket.
Well, yeah, it's different than brisket. It's a whole different
Brisket,
animal.
Burt ends, yeah.
It's pork, babe. Not moo.
No, I know.
Whole different animal.
I have another one.
You can have as many as you like there, sweetie.
There's a lot here.
There's a lot. So these are awesome. Throw these out on your game day spread, or for any time you're having a good get together. Pairs great with beer. Or if you're Mad Dog, grab a milkshake. Have a pork belly milkshake. But these are absolutely melt in your mouth candy. Super delicious. Man, I'm really tickled with those.
Really good.
And when you buy a
It
pork...
was a cheaper 20 years.
Awesome. Made that before.
Really good.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy it. And thank you. Oh, you're leaving now. You taking it and run. So when you buy a pork belly, they typically come in large slabs. So this is a way, if you don't want to make 20 pounds of bacon at one time, split that bugger in half and do like we did. Make half of it into bacon. Only takes 6-7 days to cure. And then you can enjoy half of it with your friends or your loved ones or just for yourself right away by taking it out, throw it on the smoker for a few hours, braise it in that beautiful bath of proprietary massive ingredients. Tons of pork belly recipes out there. I've got my own special way of doing it, which will be on our website. And we thank everyone for joining us, helping us on our journey. Hopefully you have some fun. Hopefully you learned something, maybe that you didn't know before or thought something you would try. 12:04 in Florida, 11:04 here in Minnesota. I got to go to work tomorrow, so I'm going to wrap things up here. If you're on social media, make sure you check us out on the Instagram over there, Facebook, all that kind of good stuff. Montana Max BBQ. I'm always 1 hour behind you, Mad Dog, unless I get into a different time zone. And thank you to all of our partners that we work with. Gunter Wilhelm Cutlery, Con Coolers, The Beard Struggle, Croy Valley Foods, and of course, Paws. All great brands that, do great things that we're proud to work with in some fashion or another. And most importantly, thank you to all of you that join us on our streams, that we have a great time with. Jen and I both really appreciate it. Tune in for Wild Game Wednesday on Wednesday. There she is. Tune in for Wild Game Wednesday on Wednesday. Friday night barbecue party. We've got a Yum Yum box coming up again where we unbox a Yum Yum box and sample all sorts of snacks from around the world, which is always fun to see her reaction to. And then, of course, Sunday is our Game Day Smokedown, where we'll be taking the bacon that we made the cure for today, and we are going to turn that into some beautiful game day dishes. So once again, thank you for joining us. From Kansas City, Jen, and I'm Montana Max. Remember, for those about to cook, babe, do the thing. We salute you.